He was 20 years old when his car modification company hit a $30 million valuation. Most people his age were figuring out college. He was building an empire. But 2 years earlier, he was just an 18-year-old kid with $10,000, a beat-up BMW, and absolutely no idea what he was doing. This is how he turned a single car into a multi-million-dollar modification empire, and how you can apply the same strategy to any industry. His name was Marcus Chen, and at 18, he had a problem most teenagers don't think about. He was restless. He had just graduated high school in Newport Beach, California. His parents wanted him to go to UC Berkeley for engineering. His friends were heading to universities. Everyone had a plan except Marcus. He didn't want to sit in lectures for 4 years. He wanted to build something real, something he could touch with his own hands. Marcus had been obsessed with German performance cars since he was 14. He spent countless hours on forums like Bimmerpost, watching YouTube videos of engine swaps and suspension setups. He knew every modification shop in Southern California, every parts supplier, every Instagram account dedicated to BMW culture. But he'd never actually modified a car himself. His parents thought it was a phase. His teachers told him to focus on college. His guidance counselor said car mechanics was a dead-end career. Nobody took him seriously. So in the summer of 2021, Marcus made a decision that would change his life. He took $10,000 he'd saved from working 2 jobs, lifeguarding and valet parking, and bought a 2008 BMW 335i from a salvage auction. The car had been in an accident. Front-end damage, cracked bumper, shattered headlights. The interior smelled like mildew. The engine had 127,000 miles. Most people saw a totaled car. Marcus saw potential. He saw a twin-turbo engine that could make 500 horsepower. He saw a blank canvas. He spent the next 4 months in his parents' garage teaching himself everything. He watched over 300 hours of tutorials. He joined online communities and asked thousands of questions. He made expensive mistakes. He ordered wrong parts twice. He stripped bolts. He burned himself on exhaust manifolds. But slowly, the car transformed. He replaced the entire front end with parts from junkyards. He upgraded the turbochargers with larger units from Germany. He installed a full coilover suspension, dropping the car 2 inches. He rebuilt the cooling system. He replaced every worn interior piece. He wrapped the car in deep metallic gray. He added carbon fiber accents. He tuned the engine to 480 horsepower. When he was done, the car looked like it belonged at a car show. His friends were blown away. His parents were shocked. But Marcus had a bigger question. Could he sell it? He listed it on Bring a Trailer, the premier online auction site for enthusiast cars. Starting bid, $25,000. The auction ran for 7 days. Bids climbed steadily. Final sale price, $34,500. Let's break down the math. Initial investment, $10,000 for the car. Parts and materials, $12,000. Total cost, $22,000. Sale price, $34,500. Gross profit, $12,500. For 4 months of work, this wasn't impressive hourly, but it proved something critical. There was a market, and Marcus asked himself the question that would define his future. What if I did this 10 times, 100 times? Most people would have celebrated and moved on. Marcus treated that first sale like a business case study. He analyzed everything. Time invested, 520 hours. Profit, $12,500. Hourly rate, $24. Not great. But he realized most of that time was learning. The actual modification work, maybe 200 hours. If he got faster, standardized the process, negotiated better pricing, the numbers would change dramatically. So Marcus made a plan. Step 1, specialize ruthlessly. Instead of modifying random cars, he focused on one platform, BMW 3 Series, E90 and E92 generation, 2006 to 2013. Why? 4 reasons. 1, these cars were at perfect depreciation. A crashed example cost $6,000 to $12,000. 2. Parts were abundant. 3. The enthusiast community was massive. 4. Modification potential was enormous. The turbocharged engines could easily make 400 to 600 horsepower. Specialization meant Marcus could master one car completely. He could build relationships with specific suppliers. He could create a repeatable process. He could become the expert. Step 2. Build a system, not a service. Marcus created a standardized framework. Every car went through the same process. Phase 1. Buy salvage or high-mileage cars at auction, $7,000 to $11,000. Phase 2. Mechanical restoration, $8,000 in parts. Phase 3. Aesthetic transformation, $6,000. Phase 4. Performance tuning, $4,000. Total investment, $25,000 to $29,000. Target sale price, $38,000 to $48,000. Target profit, $10,000 to $19,000. By his third car, Marcus cut modification time to 180 hours. By his fifth, 140 hours. By his 10th, 110 hours. Step 3. Document everything. Marcus started posting builds on Instagram and YouTube. Not for fame, for credibility. He documented every step. Time-lapse videos of disassembly. Close-ups of technical work. Before and after photos that stopped people mid-scroll. Test drive footage. His content wasn't professional, but it was authentic. People loved it. Within 8 months, Marcus had 22,000 Instagram followers and 11,000 YouTube subscribers. More importantly, he had a waiting list. People were offering deposits to reserve cars before they were finished. By 19, Marcus had completed 14 modifications. Average profit per car, $13,500. Total profit, $189,000. For an 18-year-old in his parents' garage, this was extraordinary. But Marcus knew he couldn't scale alone. He was the bottleneck. Phase 2. Building the team. Marcus hired his first employee, Jake Martinez, a 24-year-old mechanic from a BMW dealership. Jake was talented but underpaid. Marcus offered him $3,500 monthly base salary, plus 8% profit share on every car Jake worked on, plus future equity. Jake said yes. 2 months later, Marcus hired Marcus Chen, a bodywork specialist. Same deal. Salary plus profit share. Now with 3 people, they could work on multiple cars simultaneously. Production capacity tripled. Phase 3. Moving out of the garage. Marcus found an industrial space in Santa Ana, 4,200 square feet, 2 hydraulic lifts, good ventilation, rent, $3,800 monthly. He signed an 18-month lease. Suddenly, they looked like a real business. Phase 4. Expanding the revenue model. Until this point, Marcus bought, modified, and sold cars. But customers kept asking, "Can you modify my car?" He realized there was a second revenue stream. Custom modification services. People who owned BMWs and wanted upgrades would pay $15,000 to $45,000 depending on scope. This model had advantages: no acquisition cost, no sales risk, higher margins, faster turnaround. Marcus started offering both. 1. Buy, modify, sell. 2. Custom client work. This dual model changed everything. At 19 and a half, Marcus had built an impressive business. Monthly revenue, $185,000. Monthly expenses, $108,000. Monthly profit, $77,000. Annual profit projection, over $920,000. But the breakthrough came from social media. A popular automotive YouTuber named Tyler Garrison, with 1.8 million subscribers, discovered Marcus's Instagram. Tyler loved the work. He reached out. "Would you modify my 2011 BMW 335i for my channel? I'll document everything." Marcus said yes immediately. They planned a comprehensive build. twin-turbo upgrade to 650 horsepower, full suspension overhaul, carbon fiber body kit, custom interior, total cost, $52,000. Tyler posted 6 videos covering the build. Combined views, over 8.7 million. Suddenly, Marcus was nationally recognized. Orders exploded. People from Texas, Florida, New York were willing to ship cars to California. They offered premium budgets, $40,000, $60,000, even $80,000 builds. But Marcus saw a bigger opportunity than individual orders. Phase 5, productizing the process. Marcus developed 3 standardized packages. Tier 1, Street Performance Package. Price, $18,500. Includes ECU tune, upgraded intercooler, performance exhaust, lowering springs, upgraded wheels, exterior refresh. Timeline, 3 weeks. Target, enthusiasts wanting noticeable improvement without extreme cost. Tier 2, Track Ready Package. Price, $34,500. Everything from Tier 1 plus upgraded turbochargers to 500 to 550 horsepower, full coilovers, big brake kit, lightweight wheels, roll bar, racing seats, upgraded cooling. Timeline, 6 weeks. Target, serious enthusiasts wanting track capability. Tier 3, full custom build. Price, $55,000 to $120,000. Completely bespoke modification. Engine built to customer specs, 600 to 800 plus horsepower possible. Custom fabrication, one-of-a-kind bodywork. Show quality finish. Timeline, 10 to 14 weeks. Target, collectors and serious enthusiasts. By standardizing offerings, Marcus could manage expectations, control costs, scale operations, train team members, and market effectively. The business exploded. Marcus hired 6 more technicians. He expanded to 8,500 square feet with 2 more lifts and a paint booth. He hired an operations manager and parts procurement specialist. By 20, the company was doing $4.1 million in annual revenue. Here's where most people misunderstand. When Marcus's company was valued at $30 million, he didn't have $30 million in cash. Valuation is different from revenue or profit. It's what investors believe the company could be worth based on growth potential. Marcus was approached by Velocity Automotive Partners, a venture capital firm specializing in automotive businesses. They saw his social media, 780,000 Instagram followers, 320,000 YouTube subscribers. They saw 340% year-over-year revenue growth. They saw his brand becoming the most talked-about BMW modifier in North America. They saw operational systems, strong team, scalable model, loyal community. They offered $5.1 million for 17% equity. The math: if 17% equals $5.1 million, then 100% equals $30 million. That's the valuation. Marcus took the deal. Not because he needed money to survive, the business was profitable, but because he had a vision and $5.1 million would accelerate growth. With that capital, Marcus executed aggressive expansion. He opened a second location in Los Angeles, 6,000 square feet, 4 lifts. He launched a parts e-commerce store selling curated BMW performance parts. He created an online course teaching aspiring entrepreneurs how to start modification businesses. He built a membership community for exclusive content and access. Today, at 21, Marcus's company employs 38 people across 2 locations. They complete over 280 custom builds yearly. The e-commerce store does $2.3 million annual sales. The online course has 6,400 students at $497 each. The membership has 2,100 members at $29 monthly. Total annual revenue, $11.7 million. Net profit margin, 22%. That's $2.57 million annual profit. And it all started with $10,000, a wrecked BMW, and an 18-year-old who refused to listen when people said, "Get a real job." So what can you learn? Lesson 1. Specialize before you scale. Marcus mastered one specific platform rather than being mediocre at everything. Application? Pick one niche. Master it completely before expanding. Lesson 2. Document your process. Marcus's social media built trust and attracted customers organically. Every build was proof of skill. Application. Share your work publicly. Transparency builds trust. Lesson 3. Create systems, not services. Marcus didn't stay stuck doing custom one-offs. He created repeatable systems. Application. You can only scale systems, not chaos. Lesson 4. Solve bottlenecks aggressively. When Marcus was the constraint, he hired. When space limited him, he moved. Application. Identify your bottleneck, fix it, move to the next. Lesson 5. Build audience before needing customers. By the time Marcus needed to sell, 22,000 people followed his work. He never ran ads or begged for business. Application. Start building your audience today. Content compounds. Lesson 6. Take investment to accelerate, not survive. Marcus took funding from strength, not desperation. Application. Raise money as fuel, not a life raft. Lesson 7. Multiple revenue streams within expertise. Marcus didn't just modify cars. He sold parts, taught courses, built community. He monetized expertise 5 ways. Application. Find multiple ways to monetize your skill set. Marcus Chen isn't a prodigy. He didn't have wealthy parents or industry connections. He had 3 things: obsession with craft, consistency in execution, and willingness to build in public. At 18, he bought one wrecked BMW. At 19, he had a team and facility. At 20, he had a multi-million-dollar company with investors. At 21, he's running an empire. His story isn't about cars. It's about what happens when you stop waiting for permission and start building. You don't need a college degree. You don't need investors to start. You don't need years of experience. You need one thing: courage to take the first step. Marcus took his with a $10,000 BMW in his parents' garage. What's yours? What business could you start in the next 30 days with what you already know? Tell us in the comments. Subscribe to Success Stories for more real strategies from entrepreneurs who started with nothing. A small step is the beginning of a big.